And we are here. It's finally time for the finale of Persona 4.
It took so long. It's been 6 months.
Not that long. Well, then again, it has been for getting to the true ending arc.
I actually checked them. It's been like 6 to 7 months since we started this thing.
I know. It's at least it didn't take years. Anyway.
Not like me.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time. It's finally time to confront the goddess of death.
Or, as Yosuke will put elegantly...
Give him a few seconds.
Yeah.
Congratulations in making it this far.
Oh, why thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Root of all evil.
There's Naoto being her usual detective self.
You created the Midnight
Well,
Channel
gotta
as
confirm
well.
everything, you
And
know?
lastly, you started a rumor about the Midnight Channel to raise its public awareness.
So,
Is this
might
correct?
as well, you know, call to the truth. And,
Oh,
well, Izanami
save
just
one
pretty much
point.
more or less says, yeah,
This midnight
everything.
Except
channel
More or
one.
less.
Except one thing.
It is indeed a device to draw hearts into this world. But it was always your individual wills that
Oh,
would determine
that
what
explained
appeared.
everything.
Humans ache to expose their suppressed sides, while the prying eyes around them are
When she
curious
puts it
to
that
see
way, it
them
makes total
there.
sense.
The want
You
to
know, the
show
sad thing
and
was,
the want
I actually
to
talked
see.
about this back when we did the
I
Void
granted
Quest.
a window that catered to
Yeah.
both. That is all.
And Izanami's trying to
Everyone
satisfy
wished to
a
know more
certain
about the
medium.
people who became famous through the media. And the Midnight Channel was there to grant their wishes. Once the person they wanted to
Almost
see
like a
entered the
monkey's
realm formed
paw.
by human thought,
Yeah.
But
they
not
would
quite.
appear even more clearly.
At all.
I see. So that's how it worked.
Are you saying all you did was give that initial
That's
spark
pretty
to
much
somebody
all that she
together
did.
and
She
watch
just
things
stood by to
unfold?
watch.
And the rumors
Not unlike
spreading
Adachi.
things going wrong. We're to blame for
Yeah.
all that's happened?
People's
To a degree,
Curiosity
yes.
was at fault?
Everything was for your sake, to create the world mankind so wanted.
Or
What
so-
is this world that you
Man
speak of?
struggles to understand one another. You can only truly know a finite number of people within
I will
your
say,
network.
Karen Strassman does sound rather
But
creepy as
humans
Izanami.
disregard this fact.
Yeah,
Try to know
yeah,
more
I'll
people than is
say.
possible.
Huh.
Only by comparing
Albeit it's
yourself to
basically
others can you
her
define
basically doing
yourselves.
Aigis' voice,
Thus,
except much more, how should I say,
ever-present anxiety.
condescendingly.
Your anxiety causes
And
you to see
inhuman, if that was ever possible.
Then again, considering what she is.
only what you wish to believe.
Huh.
As I said, your desire is for a world enshrouded in fog.
Don't put words in our mouth.
I must agree that the vast majority of people are exactly
Just because
as
they
you
all
say.
are doesn't mean...
We are.
But we don't intend to live that way.
If we were fine with the world you're making, we never would come this far, damn it! We'll keep searching for truth and figuring out who we are as we go on with our lives.
We all will. Together.
That's right. No more butting into our business.
We will continue to live in our world with everyone else. That's why.
That's why,
You'll see our potential.
and we'll put an end to this. And thus, the true final boss. Yeah.
It really did get foggy. She wasn't lying about being able to control that.
And... oh my! What an entrance! Yeah.
Is she like in a giant straitjacket, like, wedding gown thing?
We've been through way
Kinda.
worse than this thing. This is just the send-off our leader deserves.
You're instilling me with a lot of confidence, Yosuke, but then again, I'll roll with it.
Well, considering that they already beat a god of the fog and several other deities at this point, can't blame them!
Yeah! Besides, we got no other choice in the matter.
It's either that or we go through a Groundhog's Day loop where Yu ends up making some really dumb decisions and doing some dumb things over and over until somebody slaps the shit out of him.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, it was Margaret.
You're right there.
With truth, you exceeded
I
your
don't
role.
know. I think you quite exceeded your role long enough. In fact, your lack of foreshadowing other than a few points in the game was kinda unworthy of my notice. I find you to be poorly written, I find you to be pretentious, and most of all, I think you're a cunt. Or a bitch. Whichever comes first.
Then again...
Oh, I will!
Then again, she did scorn Izanagi for abandoning her just at the mere sight of her.
Well, to be fair...
More not when we get to that part of the fight. Then you'll see what I mean, folks.
Well, to be fair, he did kind of spy on her at first, and then he realized, oh fuck, what the hell was that?
Anyway, first order of business, I decided to use Debilitate, and also going with 3 auto buffs. The courtesy of my newly fused Hell-El. After that...
Hell-El is still awesome.
Yep, after that, going for all-out offense. Oof!
Nice!
Mazio
Not bad.
died. Haha, Trumpeter reflects Zio. And another reason why I brought Kanji, because later on Izanami will gain absorption against electricity, that's why I gave him Elect Break.
Now, the thing is with Izanami is that if she does find a member of your team that has a weakness, she will try to exploit it.
Yeah,
However, if you stay guarded with those characters with weakness, it's not really that much of a deal.
Not to mention that she does use all 4 elements, and she, I believe, uses Hama skills.
However, once she usually gets around this point, or another point in the fight, she just starts doing Mega Dolon.
Either that, or using that after a Mind Charge. Or at least before, yeah, after a Mind Charge. That was rather anemic!
And around that time, you could have the characters that are blocking, like, say, Teddy or Yukiko, to go on the offensive.
That's why if you have the skills, you should use White Wall or Blue Wall to protect them against their weaknesses.
That too. Personally, I would have just gone for the God Hand, but hey.
I needed the Power Charge first.
You're gonna hold it out, right?
Well, then again, she's nearing that phase.
But seriously, Mega Dolon from her is not really too much of a threat.
Yeah.
Even when you're not buffed, it's not that bad.
Then again, she was debilitated. And speaking of which, I might as well mention it since I already just mentioned it in P3. We were wrong about buffs and debuffs stacking.
Yes, in fact, it just more or less resets the timer.
Yeah.
We honestly thought that they actually stacked, the actual timer limit, as opposed to the actual timer. But no, that was not the case. It just resets it back to 3 as opposed to being 1 or 2.
As you can tell, even though we depleted her HP, she is pretty much impervious.
And now we basically just want to buff up and guard and wait until the game gives us the time to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Can you not understand? It is impossible to defeat.
I don't know, Izanami. I actually had a god summoned down to Earth and I beat him down with my fist. I got a name after that. My problem is then I got a fucking candlestick jammed in my chest. I don't know what the problem was there.
Oh yeah, of course, this music plays in Arena when you score an instant kill. A shortened version, of course.
And it actually picks the best moment of that.
Yes, it
does. Of
does.
course, this song is called, very quaintly, Fog.
Or Mist, as is also known.
Yeah.
And if I recall, I think, I don't know why, but I think they changed that in Ultimax, I think? Don't quote me on that, folks.
I think that might be dependent on, like... well, actually, we have no idea.
Yeah, so, like I said, don't quote me on that, folks.
Yeah, because I would actually need to actually see some fights from Ultimax, but the thing is, as I said, I'm more interested in Persona Q.
Obviously.
Because it's a mixture of 2 games I like, Hadrian Odyssey and Persona. And honestly, I think it's like it's basically like, it's like fucking chocolate by peanut butter. I'm going to fucking eat it, and I'm going to like it.
Yeah. Do 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 do.
Though I do got a question why you're still attacking. You could just sit back and
then
wait
again,
out.
I got nothing else to do. Then again, I was waiting until the right time to use my Soma.
Oh, okay. Ignorant fool.
Oh boy! Ish. Do 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 do.
Bitch, please.
Now I'm just gonna use physicals, or actually, I got plenty of SP. I can afford to waste it.
I took more from an elevator attendant. Twice.
Oh yeah? How about me dealing with it 6 or 7 times? Until finally getting it right. Or not right, but actually getting lucky enough to beat her. Come on down!
Indeed.
Uh-oh.
Might as well guard.
Nah, at this point, this phase is done. Which is why I'm going to charge up beforehand.
Ah. Now, if the thing is, if you're playing Golden, if you have a very, very strong party, you can possibly beat her in about 10 to 12 minutes.
Which you have nurtured through your judgment.
But be careful about your weaknesses.
And all that repels fabrication.
Also, this form is easy, albeit it has a higher defense than the next form, but the next form makes up for in HP and strength.
Now I mentioned double turns.
Yep. X turn.
At the end of the path you chose lies the truth. Believe in it.
Alright.
Alright. Let's shed some light on the subject. Orb of Sight, give me sight beyond sight!
Thundercats! Ho! I guess it was really bad.
Unfortunately, we just pissed her off.
Well then, allow me to show you.
Oh, really, sexy? What you got for me?
How about a dose of nightmare fuel?
Oh god, kill it with a nuclear rocket! Kill it! Kill it now!
This is Izanami no Okami!
Am a god.
This is our true final boss!
I'll teach you the truth of your minuscule existences.
Shall we reveal the existence of what Marie really is?
I will mention it right now, since it'll probably be a little late to do it anyway. But anyway, Marie's true identity is the fact that she, Izanami, and Amano Sagiri, I believe, and actually Kuno Sagiri as well, they were all originally one entity, Izanami no Mikoto. And pretty much by defeating all of its, different aspects and stuff, we more or less reunite Marie into her complete form. So it's kind of ironic in a way, actually, considering that in Golden, Marie is perhaps one of the only girls I actually would go on a lover's route with. In a way, it's kind of like Izanagi and Izanami reconciling.
In a way, yeah. Albeit, as mortals, even though, as Margaret constantly reminds us, she is not from the realm of man.
Yep, she has EX turn.
Yep. And she will... Now, you can exploit her AI a bit, kind of like Nyx, in the fact that you could basically make her waste time doing buffs and debuffs by countering hers.
Although, later on in the fight, she gets a bit more lethal. I'll mention it when it comes up. Actually, I'll mention it right here. Izanami no Okami does have quite a few new attacks. We'll be pretty much seeing a whole lot of them.
Like Fury of Yasogami.
Yeah, which is basically like a physical attack. Physical almighty based.
And
so, yeah, this is like Nyx's almighty attack. She also has Kuro Ikazuchi, which is, I think, an almighty attack, but looks like a Zeal skill. It actually looks like Narukami, actually. Oh, speaking of Zeal skills.
However, she doesn't absorb.
Nope, I broke her.
Nice. Good thinking.
Yep. Because I knew that Trumpeter and Yoshitsune repel Zeal skills.
Now, the irony is, to some of this, is the fact that Marie's most treasured thing that she has been using to look for what she truly is a comb. A comb is usually a term of departing.
Which, ironically, was one of the things that Izanagi had used while looking for Izanami in the underworld.
And
when we found out back in Mr. Adagawa's lecture, when he lit his coma flame, that's when he saw Izanami in her desiccated corpse form. That's what frightened him.
The stage is already set for your demise.
And thus, he ran out of the underworld covered in, what was it?
Oh, there it is, Kurt Ikazuchi.
I believe that's also partially an electric attack, because I think it can actually hurt Teddy.
Perhaps. I don't know, because I never bring electricity-weak characters to this fight.
But then again, she didn't really cast it all that much, because I'd usually get her down to the next phase, like, within the first turn or two, depending on whether Rise was kind to me that day.
And this is actually a rarity for the series at this point. It's orchestral music.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is like one of Shoji Megiro's experimental kind of deals, because Shoji usually likes to stick to the electronica / he likes to mix things up, but he usually tends to stay to an electronical style.
Which is why sorry, what?
Like a certain composer, Motoi Sagaraba. But he actually started to, after this game, he actually started to experiment with a more orchestral style in a little-known game called Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey.
Which, actually, I'll be honest, I wonder what his style would be in Persona 5.
I imagine it'll be a mixture of things. No denying it. Since 5 seems to have this oppression-like feel, and almost kind of like this injustice kind of thing, I imagine since 3 was hip-hop, 4 was kind of pop, maybe 5 might be more rock-based or jazz-based.
Who knows? Well, we'll find out
next year.
Yeah, when it hits the States.
Albeit it won't be hitting Japan until next year, so we've probably got another 6 to 8 months.
Probably so. Actually, Japan will get it during the winter.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Oh, you know, a little sting of I'll face myself.
Yeah, it's a mixture of I'll face myself and reach out for the truth. Reach for the truth, whatever.
Uh-oh, now she's into her next phase.
Now, this fight... Now, I should also note that this fight is kind of...
by the way, you do not want her to get status effects on any of your party members, because Summon Tsuyomi, it kills anyone with a status effect.
It's basically like Ghastly Whale on crack.
And by the way, it gets the worst, which uses a little skill known as World's End.
Which however...
She'll prompt that by using Stagnant Air and Mind Charge. World's End, by the way, think of it as her version of Night Queen.
However, unlike Night Queen, if you block, you take no damage and you don't take any status whatsoever.
Actually, I think you do take damage. It's just that...
it's not much.
Yeah, but then again, she always follows up World's End with Summon Tsuyomi.
Come on down.
But if you block that, Summon Tsuyomi is not really a big deal anyway, so...
Kori Ikazuchi? Actually, no, it's not electricity-based, because otherwise Kanji would have been immune to it.
Oh.
Yep, there's that stinger. Reach out to the truth. Alright.
Should we finish her now?
Time for a counterattack. Oh, ouch!
Not bad.
Fortunately, I do deplete her to 0 HP by the end of this.
As I said, this fight is time-based, and once you reach a certain amount of turns, or health for that matter, and if you don't actually beat her, then, well, you'll see.
Yep. Oof!
Then again, it's almost kind of like the more modern Persona games, gaming cliche deal.
Yeah.
That I mention is very much like Earthbound in that regard.
Uh-oh, Stagnant Air. Mind Charge, she's got followed up with World's End next turn. So, have everyone guard.
She's going to follow it up with a mediocre movie? No!
No, oh, yeah. No. Oh, how ironic, because it looks like... It pretty much looks like it's water-based.
So she's making us watch 2012.
I guess. Oh, see, someone see on me.
And it does nothing.
But I think she'll pretty much alternate between that and constantly using Mind Charge to make sure it does hurt badly if you're not guarding.
Though if you're playing Golden, you at least have the safe net of Rise, but make sure it's around this phase.
Yeah.
In fact, you can actually risk it and just go for it and finish her off here. That is usually what I do, but then again, I'm a crazy man.
Fortunately, this fight won't last that much longer.
Because she's almost done.
Ooh! Oh yeah, by the way, she also has access to Power Charge at Agni Astra.
And it looks like she's going for another World's End.
But she's not gonna get the chance.
Hasatobe!
And... oh, just about.
Aibo! Finish it off!
Yeah, Gardine. There! 0 HP!
Just gotta get another hit in or two, and then she's done. She'll stop attacking.
Yep.
This is not like Nyx, where the health bar is full. It's...
Goodbye.
Yeah, and this is where she pulls the ultimate screw you.
Which, in my opinion, is bullshit.
Yeah, 1,000 curses. 1,000 curses kills off your party members. And she's scripted to always go for Narukami, but your party members will block the attack, taking the blow in your place.
But this makes it much more powerful in Golden, considering that they don't learn the sacrifice attack until you get to level 9.
And thus, now we're all alone.
And then there was one.
Chie-senpai, no!
It's unfortunate that our battle must end this way.
Oh, come on! Fight fair!
Damn it!
Get up! It's so far!
Well, gotta do that Earthbound thing of getting the prayers in hopes of everyone to save us.
Well, then again, it also happened in Persona 3. But then again, oh, actually, same scenario, except, well, yeah.
Rise, do you got a pray skill?
No. No, not till Golden.
Well,
is this where you will fall before a powerful enemy?
An enemy that was weaker than Nyx? Kind of pathetic.
You hear someone's voice. And in Golden, all of this is voiced.
As opposed to just having one line of dialogue.
Yeah. And of course, some of the social links were redubbed. Actually, I think only one of them was redubbed, if I recall. It was actually Ares.
I think Sayoko's as well.
I don't know. Sayoko sounded...
It sounds different.
No, not to me.
What's the matter?
In fact, even in Golden, Adachi and Marie will be added. And it's Marie who gives you the final word to get up.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you can get back as many times as you need to, as long as we're with him.
I honestly wish that we actually record the dialogue from the end and, you know, just insert it in here.
Oh well.
Don't go.
In Golden, he says, "Don't go, partner." But the one that no one's going to deny, that when you play Golden, you hear all their social links, you're going to cry when you hear Nanako.
Of course.
No, don't leave me. I'm scared.
Yeah, she doesn't want this to end like this.
Nobody does.
Hey, can you hear me? Don't close your eyes yet.
But basically, in Golden, Adachi pretty much mocks you for planning to give up at this point. He tells you that, no, you're better than that. Yeah, he wants you to prove him wrong, if I recall.
How much longer
Yeah.
are you gonna just lie there?
That was actually, in my opinion, probably right after you hear Nanako's, and then it goes to Adachi, you're like, what?
Talk about mood whiplash.
Yeah. I'm like, it's like, come on. After all that, you're just going to get beaten down by this bitch?
Thanks.
Come on. You wanted to prove that you're better than me. Get up. It's like, oh, you're daring me to be badass? Okay.
Senpai, if you stay down, I won't forgive you.
Huh.
Then again, this, if you do get Golden, if you ever get Vita, folks, and you get Golden, you have to watch all of these.
But at least they're voiced this time. The fox's cry is weak. Go on, Daisuke.
Let us worry about you for once. You don't have to shoulder the entire burden by yourself.
And I believe this would change it whether you had Ko or Daisuke as your social link.
Couple morons wanting to prop you up. Come on, you can stand, right?
I can. It's just, he still has doubts, I guess.
You gotta be joking.
I actually, her tone changed a lot from how it was in this game to Golden. And it's much more meaningful.
Please don't give up.
But overall, this is kind of like how it is in Persona 3, except we're hearing this from everyone that we've known.
As opposed to just the community Kamu link, as it were.
Always insisting on doing everything yourself.
I guess I'm just as stubborn as you are, Yumi.
Yeah.
But then again, I will say this much. Even you admits, even in Persona Q, if I recall, that he feels like he's helpless without his friends. Because without his friends around, he lacks the self-confidence he normally portrays. In fact, like I mentioned before, that is Yuna Arakami's biggest insecurity. Abandonment. Because that's the reason why he ends up repeating the same day over and over in the animation, because deep down, he does not want to lose his friends. But eventually he comes to realize that he has to leave sometime. Everyone leaves their friends sometime. It's a part of life.
Yeah.
It's just that he wasn't willing to accept it.
I'm sorry I can't be there to support you in your
Yeah, Sayoko in Golden has a much deeper voice.
I didn't notice.
I did.
I guess I just...
I honestly think it was a different VA. Then again, they kind of had the same issue with Margaret if you played Golden, because... I don't know why.
Why, because did they add new lines?
Well, no, they had a different person dubbing her.
Oh, yeah.
Or
oh, yeah,
her.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we mentioned earlier, I'm pretty sure I did mention it earlier, it's Margaret at this, right, you know, when he's pure in despair, that she slaps sense into him and threatens to fight him with the intent to kill him, just to get him motivated again. And by the way, if you did not max any of the community social links, Teddy is the only voice you would hear.
Which, I would hope that more of you can actually max them all out than that.
And there's the strongest one. Why would I do that?
I won't go.
And thus he finally opens his eyes and gets back up.
And oddly, in the animation, the very first persona that defends him, if I recall,
is Lucifer.
Well, no.
Oh no, what's one of the personas he uses to defend himself against Izanami?
No, I'm talking about the one against Margaret.
Alright, Sarosha does.
Yeah, Because in that one, in the animation, every Persona social link actually says their lines while they're the community commune link social links. They all pretty much come together and, you know, use remaining strength because he thinks his friends are all gone.
And by the way, he's now unlocked his true potential. Izanagi no Okami. By the way, you can summon him with a 12 Persona spread in New Game Plus once you reach level 91.
Which would be a lot easier if we were playing Golden, but alas, everything is. But
this is scripted.
Ah!
No matter what you do, she can't kill you here.
And this is even proven in the animation where Yu does a big badass walking through the summon Tsuyomi, and then summoning Lucifer and Izanagi as a shield, and then finally blasting her.
It's impossible for humans to grasp the truth with their own hands.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to prove you wrong.
The truth is in the eye of the beholder. I think that's something you need to see for yourself. "1,000 no Katoba. No. Makoto!
Behold, the truth!
Take that!
And that's pretty much the end of it. I mean, it's only fitting that his powers will rival hers because, well, considering what he just used.
Yeah. It's much more pronounced in the animation where Izanagi no Okami just completely decimates her.
How am I the one to disappear? Instead of the endless struggle, wouldn't it be
That's what you
to
would
wrap
think.
oneself in lies
But we
and
wouldn't
live
be
in
here, would we, if that was the
ignorance?
case?
Isn't that true peace for humans?
For the last time, shut up!
How many times do we have to tell you? The hell with that shit!
We've heard this before.
I'm assuming you know us.
Very well. Then try and live your way.
Alright.
Power enough
I'm
to
game.
erase my existence. You have already
Even though she
exceeded
can't
what I thought
guarantee our
humanity
happiness as a
capable of.
result.
You have
No,
lifted the fog in
the
this
thing is,
world,
no one
as
but
well as
ourselves
the
can
fog
do
in your
that.
own. And whether that will lead to happiness or not rests upon your shoulders.
In that case, I gladly accept the challenge.
Well, we got another few games of that.
Children of
And she
man,
commends us.
well done.
And with that, she fades.
Though in Golden, like the way that Karen puts it as in that version of the game, she puts it much more sarcastically.
It's finally over!
Woo!
Alright, we did it!
300% this game!
goodness.
Except for the
Compendium.
but
Really
fuck it!
over now.
We're done!
Yes, we are.
Yep, this time it's all over.
Well, this is,
It
yes.
seems this is more like a beginning for us, though.
Well, now we've got no regrets for tomorrow.
Yep. Friends that you can believe in, and the many people you have come to understand. A strong heart bound to others, trying to ascertain the truth. A firm belief in grasping the truth with your own hands without being misled or deceived. The power of these things has brought judgment down on what deceived mankind, opening the door to a new tomorrow. With that, see you in part 113 for the finale.
we will see a new tomorrow.